don't know. Never been in a fight. You?
No, but that's a good thing.
No, it is not. How much can you know about yourself if you've never been in a fight? I don't want to die without any scars. So come on, hit me before I lose my nerve.
Everybody's throwing down on a Friday night somewhere. See, that's the difference between us. You think we're fighting, and I think we're finally talking. You ain't done nothing.
Mike Keller, we finally have something to agree on. Instant replay in the Derby and in the NASCAR race in Kansas this weekend. So there we are. It's one thing we got. We needed technology.
When he said it earlier, Mike, I was like, unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, it's the one case where we need some technology to sort things out. I just wonder have they ever had a derby in which they couldn't determine the winner, that it was a tie? Okay. Did you watch any of the derby? Get out. They own a winery out there. That's awesome. So how was your excursion with your wine aficionados? Was it great? Yeah. How many days? Okay. So flew out Tuesday, came home Sunday. Okay. That's great. Tony Mall. Is his brother Darth Mall by any chance? Josh?
Celebrating an anniversary? 25th anniversary?
Nerds. So Josh was in Orlando at Disney for May the 4th Be With You Day with his lovely bride, Julie, who is now how many months pregnant with kid number 2? 6 months pregnant. How did she deal with the 90+ humidity down there?
It was hot. We had a lot of breaks, a lot of sitting, a lot of shade.
Yeah. With a colleague. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it was it was a very quick, hey, there he is. And then as I was saying to Butchie, so how are things going so far? Oh, they're all right. They're all right. Kids are doing. Meanwhile, the wives are talking about, okay, so we have to go here. Yep, we have a reservation here. Okay, so you're saying that we should avoid this ride because of the and then they were just, we're just standing off to the side.
Heller, you and I, us old dogs, we're out of the Disney biz. I assume you took your kids once or twice? Yeah.
You want to go?
Well,
Mike?
You're going on wine tastings to Sonoma. There's other experiences in life that you can do. So, yeah, it is. Okay, so the Derby got the highest rating it's had since '89, most money wagered ever. I remarked to somebody, Heller, I'm like, this is a sport, the sport of kings, horse racing, that has been declared dead and dying for as long as I've been in the business, and yet it doesn't die. And I take a little bit of solace in that. I like that. Even though I don't really care about horse racing, I like traditions. Money. It's the gambling. Yes. Yeah. May not be growing, but it's not dying. So there's that. Oh, snap. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, say hello to our boss, Tim Scott. Red Hot has come in bearing hardware for the show.
Have. You know, for the longest time, every time you watched this live stream of you and Heller on Mondays, he had something in the background, Zabe, that you did not have.
I see it.
You
There
can
it is,
see it
right
up there
there.
on Mike Heller's shelf.
It's right there.
So, you know, I mean, Mike was the first, but, you know, it's just as sweet the second time around. For me, it's like my little kids have hit a home run. So I'm happy for you, Zabe.
We are your Wisconsin
Here it is.
Broadcasters
Here you go, Josh.
Association
Oh, look at that.
News and Sports Talk
Yes.
morning show of the year for major markets in the great state of Wisconsin.
So,
Wait,
Mike,
that's just the certificate. Where's the plaque?
here's the plaque. Here, no, here's the plaque. There's a story behind this plaque, right?
Yeah.
First of all, it says
Show it to the camera. There.
Yeah,
it's
here.
give it to
Here we
Josh. It's
By the
yours.
way, it looks smaller than I thought it was. I thought it was more sizable. It's
It's
you
the
go.
only
Steve
9 by 12
Zabin show.
Zabin show.
Yeah.
Okay, Mike, you've been to this event before, right? It goes on forever. Zabe, I kid you not, it starts at 4:30 and it ends at 10 o'clock because it's a combination of the best radio and TV in the state of Wisconsin,
Yeah.
right? So I'm sitting in there with Doug Russell and his lovely wife, and we're lamenting the fact it might be a long night. Your award was handed out at about 6:05.
Uh-oh.
And I looked at Doug and I said, hey, am I free to go?
Can we go now?
Is
Right.
that it?
So I did apply the ale theory. I stayed till 7, and then I
Nice.
bailed. Yes, I did bail. But
Had
congratulations.
Doug gotten
Kudos, man.
his award?
No,
that
he
moment?
did not.
So he
did
had to
not.
stick around, but
Yes.
he finally got his lucite shelf pretty.
Yes,
as I
he
call it.
did.
It's
Yes,
a
he did.
shelf pretty. It looks pretty on your shelf.
You
Yeah.
I-
caught that.
I
huh, Mike?
did ask if it was okay. And
What was Doug supposed to say? No, you
No.
stay here. You sit with
Stay
me
here.
in case I win.
okay, but here's the difference between Zabe and I. I have a conscience. All the way home, I'm feeling awful that I did what I did. So I'm going to make it up to Doug somehow. I don't know. I'm working on it. Yeah.
So this
I'm
all
working on it.
started as you. This all.
Yeah.
This is how it started, Mike. Tim's like, do you want us to submit some stuff this year for these awards? And I go, if you want, but I'm not paying for it. Okay, fine. They paid for it. Then he said, well, you know, if you're considered, if you're a finalist, then you got to go. If they're going to give you the award, do you want to go? And I go, absolutely not. And he said, all right, I'll go for you then. So, Tim, thank you for both entering, paying, and attending
Pretty much
to pick
doing
up
everything.
my
I did, yes.
doing everything to pick up my misspelled plaque for a show that technically doesn't exist anymore because we're Zabe and Butch in the morning now. That was from last year.
Yeah.
So
The
maybe
final
we
year
should
of the
fire
Steve Zabin show.
Butchie.
Yes.
We should fire Butchie going, look, the people have spoken. It was better before. You're out.
Sorry, bud. We got the hardware
Sorry,
to prove it.
So I am Zabe. You can have that one. I'm going to get another one that has
Don't
the
you dare.
correct spelling on it.
Don't you?
Well, they're
dare.
not going to
That'll
make you
break the-
give that one
That'll
back.
break the budget. That'll break the budget of the Wisconsin Broadcasters
You
Association.
think we can
You kidding
afford
me?
2 of these?
An extra
Like
8.5
that one,
by
I'll pay
11
for
frame
it.
shadow box of a lucite figurine of some sort.
Yeah.
That's right.
Do you know the long history of my name being misspelled on both the front end and the back end, and how it's a running gag? Do you know that the Paul Feinbaum show listed me as Steez Zabin? S-T-E-Z-E.
Well, Steve is a very uncommon
Yes.
first name.
Mhm.
So
Do you know that another time I arrived at a Radio Row event for something, and it had my show listed as the Steed Zabin, like a horse? S-T-E-E-D.
Down
And a
the
big-
stretch
I'm like,
with Steve
Yeah.
Zabin.
Exactly. Well, anyway,
That's funny.
I'll take whatever recognition we can get. Thank you for letting us do what we do, Tim.
Congratulations,
And thank you
bud.
for
Proud of you.
suffering through
You too,
several
Mike,
hours
as
of
always.
rubber chicken. Yes.
yeah, next
So
year you
Mike,
can pay
it
an
wasn't
extra
chicken,
Mike.
it was steak.
Oh, it was? Okay, good. Well, you think it was steak. It was listed as
yeah,
steak.
yeah, I think it was steak.
Appearing in the media guide as steak, but it was a meat of some unknown variety. Okay. Well, I love the tradition of the Derby, and I love the fact that you can't kill horse racing. The money is still there. There's enough billionaires in the world that want the ego stroke of, we had a horse in the Derby. They were supposedly not supposed to have 20 horses in the race because that's too many. You know, it could be a dangerous pileup of broken legs and shotguns to the head for these poor animals. No. Yeah. Right. The card table gate. They invested in a new paddock. We learned that Friday on the show that our horse racing guys said they spent like several $1 million on this paddock. And I go, a paddock? Yes, but before all the upgrades. I was there last in 2000, maybe. You should do it once. Yeah. I've never done Indy with the open wheel. I've done the Brickyard for Indy. So I've seen the NASCAR boys do that, and I've never been to Daytona. What other bucket list? Oh, God, yeah. Everyone says racing is so much. Yeah, it was. Gentlemen, start your engines. And I'm out of here. Okay.
All right, that'll be it for me.
Yeah, now that's enough for me. People say, "Oh, racing is so much better in person." I'm like, "Are you high?" On television, they've got cameras everywhere. They got cameras in the cars, outside the cars. They got announcers spoon feeding you. Well, it looks like Kyle Busch has a tire problem. He's coming in for a new set, and you know exactly where they stand. Whatever. Like you're at there, the race is. Okay, now what? But to do it once is fine. Do the Derby once because you dress up. It's tradition, and the press box has both a betting window right there in the press box, steps away, but also free beer on tap. How great is that?
Wow. Well, as long as you're not a player, you can go ahead.
Look at the incredible reversal of feelings towards gambling that Goodell and the league have had in just a short time. So go figure. Schedule release is coming out soon. They haven't set a date on this for the NFL. I get as excited for that as I do for the draft because it crystallizes what the fall is going to look like. And you get into the obsession of not only the sequencing of games and opponents, but also what nights are going to play. I'm assuming the Packers get the full dosage of primetime games, which is 6, right? It's 6. Sunday, Monday, Thursday, and a Friday to start. They have not added that yet, have they? God. We played on Christmas 2 years ago against the Browns. Oh, that's right. Or was it Christmas Eve this past year or day? Okay.
Christmas Day.
Day, yeah.
And Thanksgiving, right? Yeah, they had both.
I really enjoyed the noon start respite year. I thought that's totally gone. Me and Wolfie and some other golf lunatics are trying to collab on a Sawgrass Jacksonville weekend. Would you be in for that, Mr. Heller? Yes, when they go to play Jacksonville, we go down to Jacksonville and we play Sawgrass before the game sometime Saturday, maybe. Oh, that's right. Got it. I know you do, but I'm saying the day before, maybe. Okay.
Yeah, but
well,
what about
I just
golf?
want to invite
Don't you want to just go golf? Yeah.
I know it's May. I shouldn't be. I shouldn't be looking ahead to the fall already. We got a whole summer to enjoy. There's other times to be waiting for the fall, but I want to look at the Badgers schedule right now. Badgers football schedule. Do you know it by heart? That's September 18th, the Bama game is. I'm TBD, as are most of these times. No times for any of these games, as a matter of fact. Ooh. Okay. Well, I saw what I thought was JMU to start the year, and it's WMU. It's Western Michigan. Yes. And then South Dakota. Yeah. That's another bucket list thing, I would say. Wrigley, Fenway, Cameron Indoor, Augusta National, the Derby, Indy 500, maybe Daytona, Coliseum in LA. What am I missing? That's not for everybody. Okay. All right.
Milwaukee Mile, yeah.
Brad and Sheboygan says Christmas is Wednesday this year. Okay. Ryan in a car says, I got a buddy who works for the NFL. He says the rumor is the league wants the Packers to play annually on Christmas like the Lions do on Thanksgiving.
Oh.
Probably a nothing burger, though, but that's what I've heard.
Per source.
That's a juicy one to consider right there.
Oh.
Would you like that or not?
Well, weird. You mean working for the Packers radio network? You wouldn't want them to play on Christmas Day every year? Huh.
All right. All right, Mr. Heller, today, noon to 3 on your show. I know you'll have plenty to talk about, so thank you for swinging in this morning, and glad you're back from California safe and sound. All right, coming up, whatever we missed from the weekend, and there's a lot of smaller stories that are rattling around. We'll get to those, plus my banger rejoin. I checked the stock on it. I think we've got our banger in stock, so stay with us on that. You're listening to Czabe and Butch in the morning, minus Butch, who's out for another couple days in Disney.